Hi, my name is Terri Sproul and I'd like to welcome you to my studio. Today I'm going to show you how to make a three-dimensional flower that you can use on many projects using a 5-petal stamp from Viva Las Vegas Stamps, and that's at stampo.com. So come on down to my workspace and let's play. Well, we're down here at my workspace and we're going to talk about flowers again. And this time we're going to make a 3D flower. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so first thing you need to do is stamp three 5-petal flowers. So I use the same one. These are all from Viva Las Vegas Stamps, and this is the largest one, and you can do this with any of them. There's actually 4 sizes. This is the largest one, and I'm using that one because it's easiest for you on camera to see. So I stamped this 3 times onto white cardstock. Then I cut out the 3 flowers. All of you know how to do that, so I didn't do that on air. The next thing I want to do is do a little playing with those flowers. Can't have them just white like that. So I'm going to take my stamp that's called Written Background, and this is also from Viva Las Vegas Stamps, my black ink pad, and I'm going to work on a Teflon sheet, and I'm going to ink up, and I'm not going to worry that my ink is perfect on this because I'm kind of going for a distressed look, and stamp onto that white flower. Okay, that looks a little better. Now, can't have it just white, we've got to add some color to it. So I am going to actually use this purple ink here. And what I'm going to do is actually take my flower and go directly to the pad and basically just kind of rub on it. And this kind of doesn't cover the whole flower, all the white. It kind of gets parts of it, and it kind of shadows up a little bit, and you don't get full coverage of ink, which I kind of like the look. Now this does work a little differently if you have a very juicy ink pad. And what I mean by a very juicy ink pad is it has a lot of ink on it. This one is a little drier, so it's working out pretty good. See how that's working? And so basically we went from this to this with just rubbing a little bit of ink. Okay, so let me get all that out of the way. So now we have 3 flowers that are inked up and stamped up. Okay, now we need to start cutting. The first flower, what you're going to do is cut in between the 2 petals down to just about the center, like that. See it? Okay. Now I'm also going to cut, and it can be either petal you want, the top part of that petal off. So you end up with something that looks like that. Okay? Put that one to the side. The next one, we're actually going to cut a petal out. So in between 2 of them, I want you to go to the center, and in between the next 2, to the center, and cut out that petal. So you end up with 4. Hey, it almost looks like a butterfly. Oh, okay, sorry, digress there, and a petal. Right, put those to the side. This time you're going to cut off 2 petals. So in to the center, and in to the center. So now you have 3 and 2. Perfect. So that's what you should end up with when you're done cutting, is something that looks like that. You're going to need your miracle tape, and you're also going to need some crystal lacquer. So, starting with that first one, that was the one that we cut down and cut off part of that petal. I want you to take a little bit of miracle tape. You don't need a lot of this. And put it on the petal that we cut. Or the back of the big petal, I guess. Either one of them would work. Basically, you're gluing this, adhering these 2 together. A little bit of tape, pull off the protective cover, and you're going to twist this around so it's going on there like that. See it? So now we have a 3-dimensional flower going there. Now I want you to turn it over, and I want you to cut that point off. I don't want you to cut too deep, but I want you to make a hole. See it? So I didn't cut off too much, just a little. Set that one to the side. Pick up your one that we only cut off one of the flowers. I want you to put some adhesive onto that petal. So again, I'm using my miracle tape that I also purchased from Viva Las Vegas Stamps at Stampo.com. Pulling off that protective cover. I have a lot of videos on how to use miracle tape and miracle sheets from Viva Las Vegas. Now again, I'm going to take this petal and put it over top of that petal. So I'm folding it, see it? See it? But here's that. Now I have 3 petals and more dimension. Again, cut off that point. I know you're wondering why, but trust me later, that will work out. Now that one goes off to the side. Now you're going to pick up that 3-petal flower. And I bet you guys have got this figured out what I'm going to do. Put adhesive on that one side. Using my miracle tape. Put that in there. Take off that protective cover. A hint, if you're ever having trouble getting your protective cover off, it's probably because it's not adhered down to your paper. So give it a good rub like I am, and then you can get the protective cover to come off. Why am I having so much trouble here? I never have trouble with this stuff. Oh. Okay, there we go. Now, we're taking that petal and putting it on top of that petal. There we go. So now we have that 3rd dimension. See it? Okay. Now, we're going to take off that tip again. Now we're going to go back to the first one. That was the one with the 4 petals and the one with the 3 petals. And you're going to adhere that inside of the 4 petals. Now how I do that is I take my miracle tape and I put it on the outside around the edge here. Okay. And then that one's going inside that larger one. That's what the hole's there for, is it kind of allows you to stick down into that hole and get, so it's not laying one on top of each other, it's really getting that depth in there. See that? Perfect, huh? Isn't that cool? And don't worry about the petals looking funky right now. We're going to play with those in a few minutes. Again, we're going to take some more miracle tape on the smaller petal, the one that's going inside. And we're going to put that on there. Get it all taped up. Peel off my protective layer. Oh, come on, baby. Come on for mommy. There we go. And that one gets shoved down into that hole. Now at this point you could take either this one or that one and go in and make another tight loop to make even a tighter bud. So, but I want to show you back on this one where I've put these 3 together. I'm going to take some crystal lacquer, and I work on a Teflon sheet, so I'm just going to pour some out on my Teflon sheet there, and my finger. And I'm going to go into each of these petals and I'm adding a little bit of crystal lacquer on them. And at the same time, it kind of softens up the paper, so it allows you to kind of roll. See how I'm rolling the paper a little here? And that's going to give you more dimension on your flower later on. So I'm going to go all the way around to all of them, putting the crystal lacquer on there and pulling that down. Keep doing that to all of the petals, so you're forming each of the petals at this point. And when you're done, you get something that looks like this one. See how it gives you the sheen? And the petals are all folded. And when it dries, when the crystal lacquer dries, the paper will actually stay almost a little stiff. It stiffens it up a little and gives you this really cool dimension. So now you've got a 3-dimensional flower that can go onto any project using that 5-petal flower from Viva Las Vegas Stamps, and crystal lacquer that you can also buy at Viva Las Vegas Stamps. Thanks for stopping down at my studio. Make sure you go wash your fingers after you're done. Bye!